3, 2, 1. Hey everyone, welcome to Full Send SRT. Today I'm going to be showing you the all-new Jeep Grand Cherokee SRT. We're going to go over the exterior and then we're going to make our way into the interior and then we're going to go on a drive. Now if you guys are new to the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, it really helps my channel out, and let's get right into the all-new Grand Cherokee SRT. So as we move to the front of the SRT, you can see we have a bunch of hood vents right in the front. As we go down, we have the 3 vents right into the bumper. This was introduced in 2017 with the WK2 facelift model. And then as we go down, we have more vents, and then we have the front sensor camera. And then as we get closer, you can see the integrated front splitter. Now, one of the biggest differences from the SRT to the Trackhawk is the fog lights. They actually take out the fog lights completely on the Trackhawk and put just vents. This allows for more air to get to the supercharger. Now, as for the SRT, they can have fog lights because there is no supercharger. This is a naturally aspirated 6.4 liter Hemi with 475 horsepower, which I will show you in 1 second. Now, if we take a look at the lights of the Grand Cherokee SRT, you can see we have the U-shaped LED headlights. From the previous models, you can see that we do not have any lights right here. In the previous Grand Cherokee SRT models, we did actually have lights right on the side of the vehicle, but that is not the case with the new SRT. So let's go and pop the trunk. To open up the trunk, you just open the door here, you pull this latch. The latch on the Grand Cherokee SRT is actually located right here. I'll show you. There's the latch right there on the SRT. And then here is the 6.4 liter naturally aspirated V8 Hemi with 475 horsepower and 470 foot-pounds of torque. This 6.4 Hemi is a very reliable and solid engine. They have been using it in the SRT for quite some time now. It's pretty much been perfected over the years of them producing this engine. Here's a little Easter egg. We do have the SRT logo right on the hood. And to close the hood, you don't have to slam it, just press down. Whoa. There we go. Now as we make our way to the side of the Grand Cherokee SRT, we can take a look at the factory SRT rims. These rims are the exact same that you can get on the Grand Cherokee Trackhawk. They are pretty standard. Now, one of the biggest differences from the Grand Cherokee SRT to the Trackhawk is you'll notice the SRT has red Brembo brakes as opposed to the Trackhawk having yellow brakes. Now you could just paint your SRT calipers yellow, but please don't be that guy. Right here on most Grand Cherokees, it'll say Grand Cherokee, but I've decided to debadge my vehicle. On the Trackhawk, it'll say Grand Cherokee, and then right underneath the Grand Cherokee logo, it'll say Supercharged. But as we look at the side of the Jeep Grand Cherokee SRT, it is pretty much, what the? Oh boy. As we look at the side of the Jeep Grand Cherokee, you'll notice that it pretty much just looks like a regular Grand Cherokee. You can't really tell the difference aside from the red brake calipers. As we move to the back of the Jeep Grand Cherokee SRT, you can see that we do have a little roof spoiler on the vehicle, pretty standard on all the Grand Cherokee models. We have Jeep blacked out at the back, and then we have the SRT logo right where the tow hitch is as well. Now we do have dual exhaust on this Grand Cherokee SRT. As you hear a Honda Civic Si that's straight pipe to go by. But let's take a listen to the exhaust note of this Grand Cherokee SRT. You can see that the SRT logo on the back is also blacked out. In 2018, all the Grand Cherokee SRTs actually came blacked out right from the factory. Now, as we take a look inside the vehicle, you can see that the door panel is fitted with Alcantara. We also have leather and carbon fiber. We also have the upgraded Harman Kardon sound system as well. Now, as we take a look at the seats, you can see that we have Alcantara inserts and a leather wrapped seat with SRT embroidered right into the seat. We have fully adjustable headrests as well. If we take a look on the door sill, you can see we have SRT right on the door sill. Now let's hop in right into the SRT. Here we have a fully leather wrapped SRT steering wheel with the white stitching. You can also notice that we have lots of plastic in this vehicle with carbon fiber trim around the vehicle. We also have a fully leather wrapped dash, and then the door panel is the same, just on the other side. Now to start up the vehicle, all you do is put your foot on the brake, hit the stop start button, and it'll start right up. Now let's take a look at the infotainment system of the Grand Cherokee SRT. Here right off the bat we have the media screen. This vehicle actually does have Apple CarPlay as well. We have a bunch of apps you can go through. We have heated seats, cooled seats, and a heated steering wheel. A really cool option that we do have on the SRT is the performance pages. Typical Chrysler, it might take a little bit to load here, but we have a bunch of really cool features on this vehicle. You can see we have a bunch of different timers, 0 to 60 time, 0 to 100 time, 200, etc. We also have G-forces as well. What do we got for the engine? That's kind of cool. And we have a little dyno sheet as you go up as well. You can see as I rev the vehicle, it moves with it. We also have park sense on this vehicle. So if I put it into reverse here, you can see that we are a little bit close to that little beam. It doesn't always work perfectly, but it does work nonetheless. So there's the new Jeep Grand Cherokee SRT. The only thing that's left to do now is take it for a drive. So you already know the drill if you've watched my videos before. Safety first. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. I really appreciate it, guys. And let's take it for a spin. Okay, so driving the Jeep Grand Cherokee SRT. We're just gonna start off in automatic mode. Automatic mode is just the regular cruising mode. When you are in automatic mode, it automatically sets it to eco mode so that it goes from 8 cylinders to 4 cylinders when you're actually driving, which is kind of a cool feature if you want to save gas. I don't know how much gas it really would save, but your vehicle does go from 8 cylinders to 4 cylinders. Now in automatic mode, it's just a nice cruising vehicle. At this point, it's just a regular Jeep Grand Cherokee. It's a nice, smooth, relaxing ride. It has the luxury of the Summit, but just a little bit of a step up. Now we're gonna put it in sport mode and get a little bit of an acceleration. So right as I put it in sport mode, you'll notice that it actually does gear down and you can get a little bit more of those revs. The steering is also much more stiffer when you are in sport mode. So in sport mode, the vehicle really comes to life. You notice all the traits of an SRT that you would expect. You'll notice the higher revs, the louder downshifts, of course. And if you would like to drive this vehicle in manual mode, all you need to do is take the gear lever, tap it to the left. You can either downshift and upshift with the gear lever itself or use the paddle shifters. Super rough ride in sport though, very rough ride. Now one level up, we do have track mode. So if I throw it into track mode, the steering gets even stiffer. Holy moly. That's how stiff the vehicle is right now. You can see the camera going just absolutely everywhere, but the traction control turns off when you are in track mode as well. And if you want to launch the vehicle, you need to be in track mode. Now we're gonna get out of sport mode and track mode and just put it to normal mode because that ride is way too rough for my liking. But what's great about this vehicle is you can have just a normal everyday cruiser, or you can put it in sport mode, have a little bit more of a sporty suspension and sound, or throw it in track mode when you're at the strip. We also have snow mode and tow mode, so when you have a winter storm like we always do here in Canada, throw it in snow mode, this thing handles it like a dream. Or if you want, throw it in tow mode and tow a trailer. I think this vehicle can tow either 7,300 pounds or 10,000, but I think it's 7,300. Let me know down below if you know, but I know that it can tow a fair amount. Now, as you're driving the Jeep Grand Cherokee SRT, you will notice that there is a little bit of oversteer. This vehicle does weigh over 5,000 pounds, so any vehicle that weighs as much as like 10,000 fridges or 3 of my ex-girlfriends will have oversteer and some body roll, more body roll than my ex-girlfriend, but that's just something you're gonna have to live with when it comes to the Jeep Grand Cherokee SRT. It's a big SUV with a big ass engine. It has a big dump truck, if you know what I mean. Now, if you're absolutely insane and 475 horsepower isn't enough for you, you can always go with the Trackhawk. The Trackhawk has a supercharged 6.2 liter with, I think, what is it, like a 2.4, 2.7 liter supercharger, has 707 horsepower. It's the Hellcat engine in a Jeep, which my order did get canceled on the 2021 Trackhawk because they're not making them anymore. If you've heard, they don't have the electronic chips for the SRTs and the Trackhawks to produce them, which is really unfortunate because all the prices of the 18, 19s, 20s, and 21 Trackhawks, they've shot up. So for the price that I could buy a brand new Trackhawk for, that's how much 2018s are going for. So it doesn't really make sense for me to buy one right now, but I will bring one to the channel as soon as I can. We're gonna have a lot of fun with that vehicle. that's why I'm not really doing anything to my SRT right now. I was thinking about maybe a GT Haas exhaust, an intake, and maybe like a crazy wrap, but I'm definitely gonna wait for the Trackhawk just because the SRT isn't really that special when it comes to Mopars. I see so many soccer moms driving them every single day, and it doesn't really feel special enough, but I rarely see Trackhawks, so that's the vehicle that I'm actually going to pay attention to and mod. So guys, we're going to do one more pull in track mode with the paddle shifters, so check this out. Okay, so we're in track mode. Before I launch this bad boy, make sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button for the SRT launch. 3, 2, 1. Holy moly! So if you guys enjoyed today's video, make sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. It really, really helps me out, guys. I couldn't do this without you. Thank you so much for watching today's video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.